there. This is Esther James again from NTR TV, and I am bringing to you My University. As you know, My University is a program that we bring to you the best of universities in Turkey. And also in My University, we bring to you admin, we bring to you the lifestyle, we bring to you more details, more information for you if you are interested in coming to Turkey to study, get the best of education. And you know, Turkey so far has been welcoming a lot of international students, especially from Africa. We have a lot of them here. So please don't go anywhere, because we have one of the most recognized and most known university here situated in Ankara. And today with us we have Mr. Professor Oğuz Ergin. So you will get the best of information, reliable information straight to you. And he is the advisor to the rector of this wonderful institution. Apart from that, he's also the Department of Computer Engineering. As you can see from the background, soon you're going to understand what we are talking about. So thank you so much, Mr. Oğuz Ergin, for having you on our university from NTR TV.
It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so much. So, sir, I don't want to tell our viewers so much of your profile by myself. I would love you to tell us a bit more about your bio. Like, I can see some technological things behind you.
Well, I'm a graduate of electrical and electronics engineering in Middle East Technical University here in Ankara in 2000. I went to get my PhD in State University of New York in Binghamton between the years 2000 and 2004. For 4 years I lived in New York. And then I moved to Intel Barcelona Research Center. I spent a year and a half in Barcelona before joining here, Tobb University of Economics and Technology, as a professor. I was a professor, visiting professor in Notre Dame University, close to Chicago in Indiana, for a year. I was also a researcher in University of Edinburgh for a year in 2016. So I usually work on microprocessor research, like how to make these computers that you see behind me, and the chips actually that make the computers. So I actually teach how to do them, how to design them, the interior architecture of the chips.
Wow, this is wonderful. And you said Tobb A2. I'm wondering, this Tobb, is it a word or it has a complete definition for Tobb?
Tobb is an abbreviation. Tobb stands for Türkiye Odalar ve Borsalar Birliği. In Turkish is Union of Chambers and Commodity Exchanges of Turkey. Every company in Turkey has to be a member by law. This is the largest non-governmental organization here, but where every company has to be a member. And we have more than 1.5 million members in Tobb. And Tobb established this university in 2003. This university was opened in 2003. Actually, they want to prepare some workforce for our country so that they can have some better qualified people for their own companies, because they felt like the current university, the other universities, was not doing the job as well. So they thought that there should be some new kind of a model for university education.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, you mentioned of economics, you mentioned of technology, but when I was coming, I think, if I'm not blind, I think I saw Tobb Hastanesi, Tobb Hospital.
Well,
what
yes.
is the connection?
You know, this is not Tobb University. Well, they could actually establish it as Tobb University, but they decided to actually coin the strategy of the university inside its name. So it's actually the focus of this university is economy and technology. But yes, we have a hospital, Tobb A2 Hospital. This is not Tobb University, it's Tobb A2, Economics and Technology University. We have a hospital, we have a medical school here, we have law school here, we have an architectural design school here. We have a science and literature school where we have we teach the Turkish language and the English literature. Also, we have the mathematics department, but we don't admit any students to our mathematics department. They actually serve the whole school, and we also have double major and minor programs in mathematics. We have a psychology department as well in science and literature school. So we have like 22 departments here, 6 schools, 1 medical school among them. And also we have a hospital here.
Yeah. So from the looking at it, this top university, this top system has different sectors, the medical, the technology and all that. But in this particular university, this building that we are currently, that you are the rector's advisor, what are the major department here? Do they maybe it's only the technology they focus more, or the economics they focus on more?
The most crowded school that we have in here is the engineering school. Most of our students are from engineering departments. We have 6, 7 departments in engineering. We have computer engineering that I'm the department chair of. We have electrical engineering. We have mechanical engineering, industrial engineering, biomedical engineering, material science and nanotechnology engineering. This is the first department in Turkey that has nanotechnology in its name. And recently we established artificial intelligence engineering. This is a kind of a closer program to computer science, but actually focuses on how to design systems with artificial intelligence. So close to half of the school, I could say, is the engineering school here. Half of the university is engineering school here.
I must say I'm very impressed, because after the COVID, a lot of things changed. The education system has changed. Everybody is going to the technology aspect, and having this artificial intelligence course, I think, is a huge step. And for me, I feel it's one of the major things in terms of engineering, or whatever aspect of it, students should also look into as well. I saw from your website you made mention of the double major programs and minor programs. What are the difference between these two sectors?
Well, it is possible to get a double major in this university between all the departments. From each department you can get another diploma from the other, except for a medical school. You cannot get a double major diploma from medical school, but the medical school students, they can get a double major in others. You can also do minor. When you do minor, it's like 7 courses, 7, 8 courses. You just want to learn in some area in addition to your own major. So you can do a minor in all the departments, but we have some interdisciplinary programs like mechatronics engineering. We don't have an undergraduate program here for mechatronics engineering, but we have mechanical, electrical and computer engineering departments. So we have all the courses, so you can do mechatronics engineering here as a minor. But it's kind of, it has more courses, like 20 plus courses. It's kind of difficult here, but you can do a double major in here.
See, so we have a very wonderful history and very good structure. Do you have accredited courses in this university?
Well, our computer engineering, electrical engineering and industrial engineering departments are accredited. You know, there is MÜDEK in Turkey, ABET in United States. It's the counterpart of ABET in United States. That accredits the engineering programs. So currently the other engineering programs are underway for accreditation. They are going through the process. Well, we are accredited, but actually this is not very important, because the most important accreditation is your graduates, the alumni of the university. The success of your alumni actually defines the success of your university, and actually accredits you, gives the accreditation to your university, I believe. Currently, our computer engineering department's graduates, 1/5 of the graduates actually are abroad, not living in Turkey. They work some big companies like Apple, Google, Facebook, Uber, Tesla. Some of them are professors in the United States. We have some people that became professors in Turkey. But you see, we are not even 20 years old. We were established in 2003. The first students actually were admitted in 2004. And we are not even 20 years old. So the fact that we have people, we have graduates, alumni in Silicon Valley, in very different countries, mostly in Netherlands and Germany. And also we have some professors that graduated from this university is, I think, the most important accreditation of all.
Yeah, from that, you know, when you're mentioning you have professors here, Google, Tesla, I was like, okay, how long did you open this university? I was hoping you say we opened it 1960, 1950 something. So it's really a fast growing system.
You
very,
see,
very
we
fast.
have all the Turkish businessmen behind us. So when you have the power of the business people, sometimes it's easier to actually develop your university. So when I first came back from Barcelona working for Intel, this university was just being established in 2006. We had only the second year of our students. They were in their second year here. So we got our best professors. We actually had all the buildings established here, and you know there's this presidential palace right across our
Yes, very
university.
close by. Yeah.
But they were not here. We were here first, so they
Before the
came
presidential,
afterwards. Yes, they established the presidential palace just across our university. So it's just in the middle of Ankara, and this area is quite expensive, as you can imagine. So you have to have a strong foundation behind this university to have all these buildings, the hospital, the medical school, and in just 15 years we established so far so much in a small short time period. So I believe this can be just credited to Tobb, the foundation, the institution behind this university.
With this kind of high rate qualification, high rate standards and all that, how do you think the international students have the chances, or who are this? Must you have so much money? Because I'm trying to think of the school fees. Is it okay for someone to say, okay, I can consider top university and I will still be able to afford and all that, or it has to be the president's children or something?
Well, you know, we don't have many international students. This is something that we're not very happy about because we are only young university, and of course when it's first established the primary focus was the Turkish students here. But now that we established ourselves and all of our programs are in the top 10 in Turkey, now we want to have more international students. The number of international students are growing here. Yes, it's $12,000 per year to study in this university, but we are awarding scholarships to many of our students, international students. For us, it's not about money. It's about getting qualified students, because this is one of the most difficult universities in Turkey. It's tough to actually get an education here. And many students actually drop out in computer engineering department. So we want to make sure that they graduate. They don't only just come here to spend some time. We want them to graduate from here, and we want them to go to the best places because we want them to advertise our university. For international students, this is a university that teaches in Turkish. We also mandate them to learn English. We actually measure the level of English for all our students by doing a TOEFL exam. And they have to score 513 in TOEFL before they can actually advance to departments. So any international students that comes to this university, they have to speak Turkish, they have to speak English. We especially want them to speak Turkish because we want them to blend in, learn our culture, either join the workforce in Turkey or go back to their own countries to actually form a bridge between the country, so that everybody knows Tobetu in their specific countries when they go back, and we want them to be successful. So yes, it's kind of expensive to study here, but we award scholarships for the qualified, and we want to have more students from all the countries in the African region.
Yeah, that I wanted to ask you this same question about the rate of international students and especially Africa, but you have already mentioned the number of the students and you still want more people to come in. You also made mention that you want the students to come and learn Turkish so that they can either have the opportunity here, or when they go back Africa, they can be a bridge to that. Now, in that aspect, this means that you have like a system, Tomer, a student who would want to come here with a zero knowledge of Turkish. It means your institution will provide the first year of learning Turkish before they can enroll on this program, or they have other options that, okay, this department is strictly English, you can just do it and then you finish and you can find your way.
all of our departments actually they teach in Turkish. Well, most of them I will say require the level of English. Except for 3 departments, we actually mandate the TOEFL level. But yes, we have Tömer. We actually teach our students the Turkish when they come here. So they don't need to know Turkish before coming here. They need to be qualified. They need to be smart. They need to be hardworking. They need to be decent people, socially active, good communication skills. We actually, for all the students that we admit here, unlike many universities in Turkey, we do interviews. We talk to them before admitting them. So we value the communication skills very much. We value the fact that they speak different languages, they bring different cultures here. We want to have different cultures in Tobb so that our Turkish students can get to know those countries, and they can have some friends from those countries to form the bridges. You know, the bridge has 2 steps, you know, but there is one side and the other.
Yes, sir.
So this side will be a Turkish friend of the student that comes from abroad.
Thank you so much, Professor Uz. Again, this is half of our program, and after this first part, on the second part, after the commercial break, we will continue because I'm curious to know what strategy you intend to make sure that we bring our Nigerian people, I'm just being selfish, our Kenyan, our Rwandans and other African people to your university. So we'll be right back. Hey there, I hope you are getting all the necessary information you need from this wonderful university, and this is not the end of it. I will be back. We will be back after the commercial break. Just stay tuned and don't go anywhere. Again, and welcome back to the second segment of My University, and of course I'm still Esther James from NTR TV, bringing to you different programs, universities, business people and other social life culture. But today we're focusing on My University, which we bring to you a university, Tobb University, University of Economics and Technology, and we are here with Professor Uz Ergin, has been telling us the benefits and so many things about this university. So, sir, Professor, thank you so much for your time again and staying over for the commercial break. I was going through more details during the break time, and we mentioned about the cooperative education system. Can you please tell us more details about this cooperative education system?
Well,
please?
this university is different from the others in Turkey, as maybe the other universities in the world maybe. There is this cooperative education model in here. This is a model which is employed by some of the good universities in the United States, where actually you get some industrial experience before you graduate from this university. Of course, in the United States application of this, the length of the undergraduate degree is kind of larger, higher than actually 4 years, longer than 4 years. But in here, the YÖK, our Higher Education Council, actually mandates the use of 4 years for an undergraduate year. So in 4 years, in order to give everybody in every program 1 year of industry experience, which we are doing, you have to actually do 4 years of coursework in 3 years, the remaining 3 years. That's why actually we do 1.5 years in every year. We have 3 terms in 1 year. We don't have summer school in Tobb University of Economics and Technology. We have school every summer. They have to come to school every summer. Also, we have classes on Saturdays. So it's quite intense to kind of work here, study here. But for 3 times in all the departments, for 3 times, the students actually go to the company, get some real experience. Some companies and institutions, I would say, because they sometimes go to the governmental institutions as well. They go to the best companies of Turkey. We have some agreements with more than 4,500 companies here. Actually, now that everybody is after these computer science people, every week some company comes to me and asks for some good quality students here. We actually have these agreements for more than 300 people per semester, but I can only send 80 people. So it's kind of a competition between the companies now to actually access this workforce, this human resource, before they graduate, especially in computer science and engineering area. So this model is unique in the aspect that we have 3 terms in a year in order to give every student 1 year of working experience before they graduate, and this is unique in Turkey. No one else does it. And this is unique in the world, I guess. No one else implements it like this. In 4 years, we have only 2 to 3 weeks of summer vacations like this between the terms, like 3 vacations, like 3 weeks of 3 vacations. And having courses on Saturdays kind of makes the students unhappy in the beginning. But when you go to the companies after graduation, they sometimes work on Saturdays, they work long hours. So our students actually get prepared for these hard conditions of the industry before they graduate by getting real experience here.
It's wonderful. This system gives, you know, most of the international students, the challenges they face studying here in Africa, at least, I mean, here in Turkey, at least a few that I have met, the graduate students, is the job opportunities, really. After the school, after paying everything, they were like, okay, they have already accepted this culture, they have already accepted the environment, but how can they utilize what they learned in Turkey should, in case they would like to stay here and then the job does not really come and the school just, after their graduation, okay, take your certificate, hade güle güle, bye bye, and they begin to think, they begin to wonder what can they do. So for this cooperative education system, I think it gives a very good edge, it gives an advantage for international students who work very hard for a direct company business, I mean, work opportunity.
Of course, for a company to hire you, they first have to know you. They get to know you first. Yeah. So what the system does is, this system just walks you through the door and lets you actually meet each other. So when the company gets to know the student, they tend to actually offer them some job opportunities before they graduate. 1/3 of our students actually work for a company that they went to do co-op with during their studies. It's kind of a high percentage actually. And in computer engineering and science department, the students have so much opportunity that usually when I'm signing for them to graduate here, they already found the job 1 month before. They start working before they graduate here. So this is the case for our international students as well, and of course it's for working visa purposes. The fact that the company knows you beforehand reduces the risks for the company as well. For Turkish students as well, because when you want to work with someone, you hire them, you do some interview, but it's just 10 minutes, half an hour, you don't get to know that person. But when you work together with them for 4 months, or you can do actually 4 months in the same company 3 times, so you can do actually 1 year. So when you actually work with them for long periods of time, you get to know the person, and then if you like the person, it's less risky for you to hire the person. So that's why the companies are actually offering jobs. They have job offers for these students before they graduate. Many of them take this kind of offers.
So what are the process of registration? How can somebody, let's say someone finds you, what are the things you look out for international students in terms of registration process?
So admissions, you mean, for these admissions of the university? Well, we admit with many different kind of scores of the countries, because in all the countries they have different systems. We accept SAT scores, the SAT exam scores, the ACT exam scores from United States. We accept the high school diploma scores from different countries. We also, in some countries there's international baccalaureate, so we also accept those scores. So you can actually, the people who wants to apply to this university, they can check our website to see the long list of application requirements for specific.
Long list. Are you sure it's not going to scare them when you say very long list?
Specific to each country, I mean. For each country, there are separate criteria that we can actually admit with. But for us, as I said, we do interviews, communication skills are important, technical skills are important. We ask math questions during interviews, so it's not only social interviews. We ask specific to area. So we try to actually get the best people who will contribute to our culture in Tobb and who will actually perform well in here.
Yeah, you made mention of interview. For other system, I know you apply for the registration, admission, you get admitted, you go to embassy, you get your visa, you come to Turkey, start school. Your own case, there's a process of interview. Is it before you have gotten the admission or after the admission?
Before the admissions, of course. Well, people apply, the candidates, they apply. We just run through their application documents first, and then we call them for an interview. There might be more than one interview in some cases, but usually it's one interview. So after the interview, if they are qualified, we send them an offer letter, and we ask for the admission letter to be sent. They have to deposit some portion of the money so that we know that they're serious about coming here. So after that, they get this admissions document and they go to the embassy with it, and the embassy gives the visa and they come here. We have an international office that takes care of them during this process, because they will need some help when they come here with accommodation. We have a dormitory here right across the building, which can house close to 1,300 people, like 1,300 people. And the foreign students can actually stay there in our dormitory, which is quite like a hotel, you know. It's just 2 to 3 years.
The fact that the dormitory is very close to the presidential palace, I mean, it's like...
Well, you know, next to the presidential palace, inside the campus, there is a big library, the largest library of Turkey, where they actually serve some tea and some pastries, actually. You can just walk from the dormitory to that
place.
The library, yes. We don't have to build a separate library here because the government already
provided. Yeah, I have been to that laboratory actually. I have been there, library, sorry, and I've seen how massive it is and the environment. I'm a Nigerian, and I remember, I don't think I've gone very close to the presidential gates all my life that I've stayed in Nigeria, but I mean, I have entered this one to just enter and get to study there. I mean, it's very close to your university. I think it's an extra advantage being a student of this university. So what are the documents, major documents that a student can use to apply here?
Well, they have to provide us diploma. They have to show us their transcript of their grades, what kind of grades they got in high school. If they have some scores for SAT or ACT exams, they are very helpful to understand the level of the student in math and communication skills. And I think that's it. Well, they have some other documents like this, passport picture, those kind of things, but these are just details. So for us, we have to see the background information for the student. We ask for some recommendation letters from the teachers to actually tell us about yourself, right? We have to get to know you before we can admit you. So somebody who wants to apply to this university has to express their intentions quite well, and they have to tell us where they come from and what they have been doing during their high school studies. We value some extracurricular activities, like if they do something other than school, like sports, because we have some teams in here, like an American football team we have, or a basketball team we have. If they want to actually play there, if they have been playing these sports or doing these sports, these are pluses for anybody. I'm just giving you some tips here.
They might get signed by Fenerbahce or Galatasaray.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so sir, do you have any scholarship opportunities? I remember you made mention of scholarship like that. What does it take to have this scholarship?
Well, if somebody is qualified and if they have a good interview with us, if we feel that that specific person will contribute to the culture of Tibet, we actually lower the fee as low as $3,000 per year. Like it's a 75% scholarship. So it depends on the department, it depends on the person's qualifications, it depends on which country they come from, because if it's an underrepresented country in Tibetu, it's also a plus for us. So if somebody didn't come from Nigeria, so if Nigeria will be a plus, being a Nigerian will be a plus. So it depends on different things. It's kind of not an objective but subjective decision. But these kind of things affect that subjective decision, and we can give a full scholarship. It's a very rare thing that we do. They have to be quite exceptional if they want to study here for free. It has to be an exceptional case.
Top notch. It has to be very, very high. So, sir, you made mention of students. Yeah, though we do not. You see, I'm already feeling like I'm part of the university. I'm saying we do not have much international students. But in your own analysis, in your own rate, which department do you think international students are mostly likely to choose comparing to the Turkish students?
Well, currently medical school, they actually apply a lot to medical school. Also, computer engineering department is kind of hot these days, so everybody is trying to apply. But I think the candidates can actually consider many different places here, different departments here. So they can actually go for a management or economics degree here. They can go for international relations degree here. Or they can go for some design degree here, where they can do some visual communication design or some architecture or interior architecture. But usually, well, from Africa we had some interior architecture candidates. We had some people for, they actually tend to come for interior architecture a lot. I guess it's a hot thing in Africa. Now we have some people for medical school. But there are actually different places, the different departments that they tend to apply. Well, I think medical school is a hot department that they prefer, but we admit very few people to medical school. In fact, in Turkish student-wise, we admit less than 50 Turkish students here to our medical school and close to 5 or 6 international students. So in total, the total is not above 55 people in the class, because we believe that for medical students to actually get educated quite well, we have to have small number of people inside the classes. Also, you know, there are these cadavers, that people that they work on. Well, we actually let them touch the cadavers personally. They have to cut, they call this the dissection. They have to do this operation all themselves. So if you increase the number, it is difficult for doing this kind of practices in the departments. So we admit very few people to our medical school and very few internationals. Hopefully we'll increase the percentage of internationals when the time passes. Probably we'll reduce the number of Turkish and increase the number of internationals here.
Thank you so much, sir. Having this university here in Ankara, Ankara has almost all the embassies, which I know students during the process, maybe they might need some documents from the embassy. It's easier to just take a taxi to the nearest streets and you just find your embassy and all that. For me personally, I love universities situated in Ankara for these reasons, because as a foreigner, I know these are some certain documents you might need in the process of your studies. So for the final advice to our viewers, what is your advice? Why should they choose this university? What are the advantages that this university is here, and also all that you have said?
Well, of course, we have this cooperative education where you get real job experience before you graduate. But more importantly, we have internationally recognized faculty members here. We have professors who actually got some experience from abroad, from United States, from different countries. So we try to give, and we prove to give, actually internationally recognized level of education here. And our alumni is now in big companies, like I said, it's Facebook, Google, Apple, those kind of big companies, Intel. So this university wants to produce some workforce which is internationally qualified, but we want them to stay in Turkey. We want them to be very qualified people, but we want them to stay in Turkey, serve the Turkish business sector here, since we are the Turkish business sector university, or go back to their countries and try to develop that country and create some kind of a bridge and some kind of a communication here with Turkey, maybe import and export from the countries between. So we want to have that kind of a relation with our international students. So this university has less vacation time, more work. This university has...
I'm already feeling scared as if I'm applying.
Well, you know, also the second foreign language is mandatory here. After Turkish and English, they have to learn a second foreign language here. They have to take 4 courses, which is like... Well, probably some of the candidates already know, you know, the French language is quite known in Africa. We have French, we have Spanish here. We have Russian, Arabic, Chinese, Japanese, Italian. So they can choose one of these languages, and they have to take 4 courses. Yeah. So it's the second foreign language is also mandatory here. Mandatory, so it's quite an intense program.
Yeah, I love your honesty. Like seriously, you say it as this is it. It's your decision. If you want to come here, we are here to give you education, not just vacation. And that is wonderful. I love that so much.
Of course. Well,
it gives it authenticity.
But if you want to have internationally recognized qualifications, then you have to work. Yeah. This kind of quality doesn't come for free. So you have to spend some time, you have to spend some effort. So all the good things in life, actually, they require effort. You have to work
towards it for now, yeah.
So this is no joke. This is a university. This is some place where you have to work hard.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you so much, sir. Is there any message from the rector, and also an appreciation for the university and also for our NTR TV?
Well, thank you for coming. Our rector also would like to see more international students here, and sends the message to all Africans that we want to have more Africans in Tobb too. Hopefully we'll be having some advertisement with African students in working in Apple, Facebook, Google, that who graduated from Tobb too.
From Tobb.
With high skills.
By God's grace, it's going to happen. Thank you so much. We appreciate your time. We appreciate the welcoming and everything. Hopefully, NTR TV will get you to the right students. Hopefully, yes. Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, dear, I hope you have gotten all the information you need for Tobb University, University of Economics and Technology. I have been on this program, right, and have brought to you so many universities, but I am telling you, this one, there's a feeling of authenticity. There's a feeling of, if you are coming here, we are here to make you the best. We are not going to give you the sweet things in your mouth, test it and see, okay, I'm going on vacation in Turkey. You are coming to study. And this university has promises, not just promises. It has facts. It has all the foundation. It has all the finishing that you need to achieve to your dream career and all that. And of course, it's your girl, Esther James from NTR TV. We will be bringing to you more universities from my university, this program. Stay tuned for the next time. Have a wonderful day.